Game of Thrones abusing the DMCA copyright guidelines for YouTube? It certainly looks like they are with certain spoiler videos. These are coming from Fricky Doctor, otherwise known as Jose Señores. He's a scriptwriter and surgeon based in Madrid, Spain, and he has been releasing videos for season 6, pretty much detailing what's going on. I do want to put a warning up right now. I may be spoiling season 6 of Game of Thrones. If you have not watched that and you are not cool with that, please be aware it might be discussed. So, Fricky Doctor, I'll just call him that because that's his YouTube handle, has been posting videos in Spanish weekly, pretty much detailing what is going on in the next episode of Game of Thrones. And so far, he has been dead on. He has been accurate for every single one. He's detailed exactly how Jon Stone came back to life, what he did right after with the Night's Watch, Tyrion being okay with the dragons, the Starks being reintroduced through Bran's visions. Everything has been spot on. Nobody really knows where he's getting his information. He claims he has an inside source, and he joked that it was actually President Obama. But what's been happening is HBO has been issuing DMCA copyright takedowns. That's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and that we've referred to that before when talking about things like CISPA and internet freedom and fair use and free use, and it's been a problem, and I will get to that soon. So basically what he did for Oathbreaker was a little bit different from what he did for episodes 1 and 2, in which the first 2 episodes he did show footage and photos that were available widely on the web publicly to everyone. I think most of them were trailers or promotional images for each episode, and those were taken down. However, when he got to Oathbreaker, episode 3, he didn't use any of that. In fact, instead of calling it spoilers, he said predictions, and he just sat there talking, albeit in a funny wrestling outfit. And 2 hours after posting his video, it was taken down by HBO. He argued on the Free Folk subreddit, which, by the way, is where most of the spoilers are being leaked out. So if you're looking forward to Game of Thrones spoilers from him, that is where you'll most likely see them transcripted in English, presumably after his videos are taken down. And is this an abuse? It doesn't seem like what he's done is in the spirit of the DMCA takedowns typically. Usually it's music or images or footage, something along those lines, which is something that these companies have copyrighted and can make an argument that is belonging to them and not allowed to be used, which is common throughout YouTube. He's asking what he has done specifically to break DMCA rules. If it's just me talking, can they claim that it's copyrighted content? Isn't that misuse of the DMCA? That is translated, by the way. So usually what happens is when someone issues or an alleged copyright holder issues a takedown notice, or perhaps a notice that they would receive the monetization rather than the YouTube uploader, it takes a while for the appeals process. It can take a long time, and in that process, you do not make the money back that you would have earned, even if you do rightfully deserve to claim the video as your own. You may have seen this recently with Jim Sterling. He having problems. He is known as a polarizing figure in the video game review community, and a lot of the time when he issues a bad review, independent or non-independent big name game publishers do issue DMCA takedowns. What Sterling has been doing to skirt that issue, which is kind of insidiously clever, is to show footage of one game but talk about a different game, and then have those two companies fight each other in the copyright claim system to his own benefit, or at least to his not negative detraction. But yeah, I mean, I can tell you that it does seem that YouTube heavily favors the accuser in these issues. I have a personal story in which, if you remember the NerdAlert video in which we showed the Pikachu seizure footage from Japan that was banned, that was footage that allegedly gave children seizures and needed to be removed from subsequent airings. There was a company that claimed that they owned the rights to it. It was not the Nintendo company. It was not the Pokemon company. It was some independent media outlet. I think I could name them, but I shouldn't name them. And for a long time, they held it until I appealed to YouTube and said they do not own the copyright for any Pokemon-related images or video, and eventually it was dropped. But what if I had never said anything? It would have been there forever. Or what if I were a smaller YouTube creator? It would have never gone through. They would have favored the bigger name, the people with the more power behind them or the more money behind them or more exposure. I mean, even if you look at the Fricky Doctor video, he did actually have them released back to him recently, but that was only after his story about takedowns was covered across many different websites talking about how unfair it is. Does this have to happen for you to get what's rightfully due to you? Do you have to have someone be loud about it in order for it to work? Right now, it seems like the system is a little broken and heavily in favor of whoever releases an accusation. I mean, this happens across YouTube. It's not just me. It's not just him. What the Flick has had it happen too with movies that they've given unfavorable reviews. God's Not Dead too. And it's not fair. It does need to be fixed. So in the case of Fricky Doctor, I think it's extremely clear that while what he's doing is probably not considered cool for the spoilers community or for Benioff and Weiss, what he's doing is not a violation of the DMCA. I guess you could use legalese to interpret it that way, but in the spirit of what it has been and what it has been applied to, what he's done is not wrong and didn't deserve any kind of takedown like this. It's clearly a misuse of the system. At least that's what I think. Audience, what do you think? Let me know below in the comments, and please be sure to check us out on our Facebook Live streams, and please like and subscribe for more. Thank you.